Hi, welcome. I'm EdenAmadora, and if you're new to my channel, this is a place where we talk about the divine feminine, divine masculine, how to embody your highest archetypal self, what it is to walk a path of love, and how to navigate spiritual awakening in the modern world. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going to talk about a goddess called Aphrodite, who's quite famous, and she is one of the goddesses within a greater archetype of the goddess of love. So in my work, I work with archetypes of the divine feminine, and we don't just learn about them like a concept, we actually embody these frequencies. So we're going to be working with Aphrodite today, and I'd like to invite you to stick around to the end because I have a special gift for you that I'm going to share at the end. So Aphrodite, she's a controversial goddess. Most of us have heard of her, the Greek goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, and abundance. She, like I said, is under this greater umbrella of frequency of the archetype of the goddess of love, which cross-culturally and throughout time has popped up in many, many places in the world by different names. So she is from Greece, and she's associated with the planet Venus and the Venusian energy. And when we think about her, we think about the softness of the pink petals of a pink rose unfurling fully and offering its fragrance. She's a goddess that is that kind of sensual invitation into our feminine beauty and a power that is a very magnetic power. There's some controversy about this goddess because she also can bring up some of the shadows of the collective feminine in areas around competition, comparison, really questioning our enoughness as women around our beauty. And also she can bring up the darker side of beauty around seduction. Like, are we channeling this goddess consciously as an invitation and an offering of our beauty in that open-hearted, innocent way, or is beauty being used in a more manipulative, sexually seductive way for power itself? So there's a famous myth about Aphrodite where there's a gathering of all the gods and goddesses, and the goddess Eris was not invited, and that made her very, very angry. And so she decided to come anyway and stir up some controversy because she's the goddess of discord. So of course they didn't want that at the party, so they didn't invite her. But she came and she tossed a golden apple into the crowd that had a little note on the stem that said, "For the fairest." And of course, Hera, the queen of the goddesses, and Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, and Aphrodite all were like, well, I want the golden apple. And they were kind of arguing over it. And then someone said, well, Zeus should decide because he's the king of the gods. And Zeus knew better in his wisdom. And he said, let's choose someone who is very fair and just and neutral, because he didn't want to anger his wife or his daughters, and he felt like that was not a good position for him to put himself into. And so he enrolled a lovely young man who is known for his counsel, his justness, and his fairness to make that choice, and that was Paris. And so all of the goddesses kind of went up to Paris and gave him a little extra incentive to choose them. Hera said, with all my power, you would be the king of the world. I could give you immense abundance, anything you desire, many lands, and, just choose me. And he said, I'll consider. Athena said, if you choose me, I will make you the wisest of the wise, and your strategy in war will make you a great victor and champion of any battle. He said, thank you, I'll consider. And then Aphrodite said, if you choose me, you can have the most beautiful woman in the world fall madly in love with you. And who do you think Paris chose? He chose Aphrodite. And what ensued after this was the Trojan War, because the most beautiful woman in the world was Helen of Troy, who was already married. And I won't get into the entire story. I'll just say that it was a big disaster that lasted a very long time because of this choice. So Aphrodite has a bad reputation from this myth and others regarding the dark side of beauty, and how in our modern world, often as women, we do not trust our own unique beauty as being more than enough. We've been bombarded and conditioned with images from glossy magazines, retouched, and certain icons that have upheld a standard of beauty that isn't necessarily the true nature of beauty. So the light side of Aphrodite is inviting you into feeling your beauty, feeling your sensuality, feeling the abundance of your magnetic feminine energy from the inside, and watching how the inner radiance that you cultivate from trusting your enoughness and celebrating your unique beauty is truly the luminosity and the magnetic field that real beauty creates. And if you are resonating with that and want to find out more about how to cultivate that luminosity, that inner radiance, and that embodied beauty through working with this archetype of the goddess of love, then I have a really wonderful gift for you. And you can find that in the link below. And one of the offerings that you'll find is a beautiful journey in embodying these greater archetypal essences of these goddesses, to feel it as a direct experience for yourself. So thank you so much. And if you're not already subscribed, you can do so now. If you'd like to share this video with a friend who you think could really benefit from recognizing their unique beauty and expanding into their inner radiance, you can share this as well. Thank you so much. Only love.